Next up, in the 8th place, we have tier 0 items. Now, it's natural to underrate tier 0 items, since they are the starting tier, and generally in games you want to progress, you know? There's no doubt that equipping higher tier weapons, armors, and rings makes your character stronger. This is generally the same with abilities as well, since they give more stats on equipping and their base effects are stronger. Though as you go higher tier, the costs do rise, and sometimes the scaling or the effect of the item stays the same with each tier. Like for example with shields, how they all stun for the same amount. There's also the fact that tier 0 items are becoming harder to obtain thanks to account levels, which makes you start your character off with higher tier gear. You can still currently get them for free though in the top right of the bazaar. You might just have to check a few of the bazaars if you're looking for a specific ability, since it only shows a few at a time. This isn't about all the tier 0 abilities though, it's just 7 that are worth respecting in my opinion. I'll start off with the weaker examples, but they become bonkers later. Firstly, the tier 0 helm and seal both actually have the most mana cost efficient berserk and damaging buff at 50 and 75 wisdom respectively, and only become more efficient the more wisdom you get. So this makes them a great option if you're looking to swap them out for other items to gain other buffs, like with the Abyssal Insignia to curse or the Tipsy Topper to get an attack boost. Especially in the Moonlight Village, since when activating the Petless Challenge for extra loot, you don't get as much mana regen, meaning that you can't just spam your tier 7 helmet. The tier 0 sheath is also great for moments like Moonlight Village, since it offers more than double of the dashes for the same mana cost than the tier 7. They're just shorter, but for moments like the Moonlight Village where you only need those short dashes of invincibility, it's really a no-brainer since you don't need those massive distances that the tier 7 provides. It's usually quite troll anyway to dash your maximum distance on a really high tier sheath since you can't see the shots that you need to dodge. The tier 0 cloak is interesting because it has the most efficient invisibility cost per mana, and most cloaks only benefit you when you leave stealth, so if you initially use the tier 0 cloak to gain the stealth, and then you swap to a cloak which gives you a better lethal strike effect, lethal strike being the buff that you gain on leaving invisibility by shooting, then yeah, you gain the other cloak's benefit for the tier 0 cloak's cost. Then there's the tier 0 prism, which you probably all already know about because of the hipster guide. This is definitely the cheapest way to jump around on Trickster and is a must-have. And last but definitely not least is the most OP one by far. It's the tier 0 tome. Chances are you probably already know about this one. The tier 0 tome is so crazy because the heal starts becoming better than tier 7 at 75 wisdom, which is the minimum that you'll get when you max a priest, and it only gets much better when you do get more wisdom than that, which is easy to get since exalts give wisdom, and a lot of gear that you'll be equipping have extra whiz on it as well. Even the healing passive effect is the most efficient on a tier 0 tome, that gives you 20 health per second. And another great thing about the tier 0 tome is that you don't have to worry about offloading so much mana at a single ability usage, potentially overhealing. The healing is smoother. The cons of course are the less stats and the XP bonus, but you can always momentarily swap to the tier 0 tome when you do want to heal, and swap back to the higher stat base item. Tier 0 items also work great at proccing ability based items, especially the Moonlight Village items like the Kimono and the Kage no Hikari, since the tier 0 items are almost always the cheapest. It's quite silly that brand new accounts can start with items that outclass the ones that have a small chance from dropping from basically the last boss of the game.